What's up guys, Scott from Overland. So today I want to show you which fridge I ended up with. Just going to talk a little bit about the fridge that I picked. Again, I was going back and forth between a lot of different brands, and I ended up with a Dometic. One of the main selling points for me was it came with both the cables for 12 volt or for mains, and that was just one of the things that I wanted. I wanted it to open this way for the plans that I have. When it comes out, that's the way I want it to open. And it has Wi-Fi. So I'm a gadget guy. I like having everything on my phone, and I can check the temperature, set the temperature and all that, set the cutoffs and everything from my phone with this. So I don't know, that's pretty cool. If you're not interested in that, then don't use that as part of your reason to buy one. But for me it was, that was part of it. I have the cover on the way. The cover was extra. So the cover basically help it insulate a little bit better and just keep the temperature down and hopefully not have to run as much. So I'm running this primarily off the Goal Zero Yeti 400. I've been doing some tests on it recently, completely empty at about 34 degrees, I think, between 34 and 36 degrees, and off the Goal Zero Yeti 400. So I'll show you that in a second. But anyway, when I ran off there, it lasted between 24 and 36 hours. Somewhere in there it died. That was due to the cutoff it was set at. And it was the cutoff was set to medium or mid, however you want to say it. So I'll put them here, low, middle, and high, what the different settings are. So then I recharged the Yeti, put this thing on the low cutoff, so I think it goes down to like 10.1, and it lasted about just over 48 hours, so about 2 days and a bit. So I was pretty happy with that, because you got to think you're going to be recharging it, hopefully, if you have the ability. So what does that mean? Well, it depends on what your charging system's like, or what your power system's like. When the compressor's running is the only time it's really pulling any power away from your power source. So with this Dometic, it'll find your temperature, you'll get there, and it'll stay there. And then if it comes off a little bit more, it has to kick on for a couple minutes, or not, probably less than that, just to maintain the temperature, and it shuts right back off. So it's constantly assessing itself, and so it's pretty good on power, to be honest. We tested it out this weekend. I'm going camping with some guys, and I'll be running off the Goal Zero Yeti. So backup plans that I have is, if I need to, I can recharge the Yeti while we're out there. Either one, plug in a cigarette lighter and charge it that way, or I have a solar panel, but I live in England, so I don't know how much power I'm going to get out of that. But I have a solar panel, one of the flexible ones for my Yeti, that I'll plug in if I have to. And then again, this will all be captured over the weekend, so you'll see a better review of it coming up. But this is just the initial review. But like I said, overall I'm pretty happy with this thing. This thing's it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Like I said, I got 2 days out of it close to freezing temperature, so I'm pretty happy with that. So can't complain. But again, the test will be this weekend. So yeah, again, full review coming to this after I tried it out for a while. The different settings that it has is, obviously you can set the temperature, you can set the dimness or brightness of the display, you can set Celsius or Fahrenheit, whichever one you want to use. Obviously I've got it Fahrenheit because it's what I know, even though I've lived in England forever now. I still just, Fahrenheit makes more sense to me, so I'm trying, but I'm not there yet. So it also has a voltage cutoff of low, medium, or high. So if I'm running this off the Jeep's power, then it will cut off wherever I tell it to. So if I have it on the medium part, it'll cut off at, I think it's 11.1. So it'll cut off there and hopefully still give me enough power to start the Jeep to recharge the main battery. And it's also got a USB plug in the front, so while you're running your fridge, you can charge up phones and stuff like that. Alright, so as far as the power source, the Goal Zero Yeti 400. Right now the fridge is pulling 0 watts because it's just maintaining temperature. So it's basically, it means it's less than 1 watt is basically what it means. So it might be pulling a little bit like 0.6 or 0.4 or something like that. It's just not registering. If you turn the AC inverter on, doing the conversion right now, it's converting it up to AC power, so obviously you can keep that off. Same thing if you put the USB on, that won't actually pull enough to register until you actually plug something in, so you got 2 USBs there. Double stuff, so like I have the Light of Life 350. This thing, basically, I'll do a review on this separately, but you can have it like a globe like that kind of, or lantern, and then, or you can have it as like almost like a spot to shine like down on the table or something like that. And all the cables hidden inside here, you just undo that and you can unwind as much as you need, or put back as much as you need. And then this hook obviously slides up and down the cable so you can move it around. And again, I'll be using it this weekend, so you guys will catch a video of that later. And it also has a place to plug in another one. And if you plug in another one, this one doesn't have to be on to send power to the next one in the chain or the one after that. It automatically sends the power over, and each one is switchable so you can control it. So pretty cool stuff. Again, review coming on that. But the Goal Zero Yeti, I'm pretty happy with. One of the things that I wanted to do is a dual battery system, but it just wasn't in the cards right now. I have a dual battery relay, so I can run it right now if I wanted to, but I'm not 100% sold on how I'm setting up the back of the Jeep, so I'm trying to maintain the ability to move stuff around if need be. So this thing, I can always take it out and move it somewhere else. If something happens and the power cut in the house, I can take this inside and we can have power, you know, basically inverted power. Sure, the inverter's not going to last forever, but if you need it for a quick thing, whatever, you've got it. You could charge phones off of this quite a few times if you have this thing charged and just sat there. Another cool thing is, again, I'm not going to go too far into detail on this because I'm going to do a complete review of this after I've ran it for a while. You can plug in secondary batteries on the side and then expand the capacity that you have. So I could plug another battery in here and have that battery as well as the 400 watt-hour battery inside of here running my stuff. So one other option that I've come up with is I bought a plug, basically a cigarette lighter plug, that has alligator clips on it, so I can clip it onto a second battery and then plug in the charger for this or the fridge or something like that. So in a pinch, I can always plug that in. But over the weekend, my goal is I'll run this for the first 24 hours and just see how it gets on, and then no matter what, the second day I'm gonna go ahead and start the Jeep up and I'll charge the Goal Zero off of that for a while. And also I'm gonna be trying the solar panel off and on too. If it comes really sunny out, I'll pop it out there and just plug it in and just get some free, you know, some free power source. All right, so again, so far I'm pretty happy with it, but I haven't really used it. I'm happy with the way it works and the power consumption, but the real test is going to be this weekend, so I'll let you know how it goes. So once again, I appreciate y'all stopping by, and we'll see you out there.